Hello. This is a video because I made a discovery today that I've only just made this discovery, so I should have made this a long time ago. But I think I kicked an addiction, and I realized it today, as I just said. Um, some of you will know that I had a very um, long-term caffeine addiction, and it wasn't so much having an impact on my health. I just knew that I was reliant on it, and I didn't want to be reliant on drugs, essentially, because that's what caffeine is. So the way I've managed to do this, and um, I I'm glad I was able to. The method that I chose was to replace the addiction with an obsession, sort of thing. Um, and what I did is one of the best things about the energy drinks is firstly they would perk me up, and well, as I sort of carried on drinking them, I drank them for years. They had actually started to chill me out as well, which is great because uh, I'm often quite an anxious, stressed out person, and although I don't take it out on people, um, I do tend to take it out on myself, which was obviously a problem. So I liked being mellowed out by it, and it was peculiar that it had that effect on me, considering they were energy drinks. But they had the ability to put me to sleep, and obviously, well, I don't know if you do know actually, but you may know that I've had sleeping problems since I was really young, and we kind of tried everything like aromatherapy, because apparently lavender is supposed to help you fall asleep. It didn't, unfortunately. So, um, ever since I was really young, I've been having sleeping trouble, and people always pinned it on the fact that I had energy drinks and caffeine all the time, but it wasn't that at all, and I knew it wasn't that. So, because I wasn't drinking them when I was 6, and I've had sleeping problems for as long as I can remember, so it wasn't that. It's not the fact that I go to bed late, or the fact that my mind is active all the time. All these things that people have told me are possible causes for it. Everything can be blamed on me personally. I'm screwing this up myself. Um, but I genuinely don't think that's the case, because obviously this has been a real long-term problem, and you know, so. But one of the reasons the energy drinks were so great is that they were easily accessible. They were very cheap. It would cost me 35 pence to buy one, which is really cheap. So even if I didn't have a lot of money, which a lot of the time I didn't, I kind of have a pound in my pocket and go, most drinks cost this or more. You're looking at, £1.20 for a Coke in some places. So the energy drinks are just cheap and lovely because they tasted good and they were cheap, which was one of the reasons I bought them. And then they had other benefits which were fantastic. But obviously, it's actually something of a taboo. I've realised, just to have an addiction to anything. So I kicked it, and I actually have this to thank for that. It's sort of like a mango flavoured fizzy drink from an extremely cheap company. You can see there. Actually, they're a manufacturer of one of the energy drinks I was drinking, but not a very nice one. Actually, they didn't make good energy drinks. But I was having energy drinks from a different company most of the time, unless it was only these ones that are available. And look at the price there, 35p. It's exactly the same price, and it doesn't have caffeine in it. Just checking, just to see if and it's made out of real fruit and vegetables. Has sugar and sweetener in it, but no caffeine, and it tastes really good. So it's good stuff. Hmm. So I've been kind of kicking the addiction by buying one of these when I would buy an energy drink, so it's pretty good. And when I say I've kicked caffeine, I mean I've really kicked caffeine. Um, I haven't been drinking Coke. That's the extent of this. Coke has caffeine in it. I've not been drinking it. The only caffeinated beverages I've been drinking are tea, and tea is the only one I will allow myself. Because obviously I'm from the UK. I have to drink tea. It's unnatural for me not to, and I know some Brits don't like tea, which is crazy. I'm sure if you're from America right now, you just choked on whatever you were eating, drinking, etc. If you weren't eating or drinking anything, you probably gasped. Um, yeah, I know an extraordinary amount of Brits that don't like tea. But, it's something I have to allow myself. And I noticed that as I was kicking the caffeine, I was drinking more and more tea, which was counterproductive. So I've stopped drinking as much. But it's just a customary thing in the UK. You go to someone's house, they offer you tea. So it's a thing. I come home and someone offers me tea. It's just a thing we do in the UK. I'm not going to speak for everyone, but it tends to happen. So caffeine chases me. But a conversation I had today pretty much summed everything up for me. I kicked caffeine and I didn't even realize. It was like because I was allowing myself on Friday to have one energy drink, and my friend said, "Guess what day it is tomorrow?" And I just went, "What? What day is it tomorrow? It's Friday tomorrow, right? Nothing special. There's nothing special about Friday as far as I know. It was my day off. I mean, I don't go to school on Fridays. Um, I do have to accompany my girlfriend to college, but it's different. I don't have to do anything, so just have to get the bus, and I love getting the bus. So it's pretty strange. I like getting the bus. No, I was like, I don't know what's special about Friday, and she was like, it's caffeine day. Oh no, I've not been drinking anything. And that was when I realised I'd kicked it, even though I'd allowed myself that one day to, you know, drink caffeine when I wasn't supposed to. I wasn't, so I did it. Okay, on a more promotional note, the ebook of my bookend pages came out the other day on my sort of publisher's web store, so I'll put a link to that. It should be out on the iBook store and on Nook very soon. I know they're working on it at the moment, so I can't really promise it because either of those or both of those could turn around and say, "No, we don't really like your book. Go somewhere else." And then I'll be like, "Oh, okay." So it'll just be on my publisher's website in that case. But yeah, I encourage you to buy the ebook, by the way, because I actually make more royalties off the ebook than I do off of the paper book. But then again, I encourage you to buy the paper book because I like you to read it, and if you like it on paper, which I know a lot of people like it on paper, um, buy it on paper. Because don't be fooled by the price. The paper book is rather expensive in my opinion. The ebook is a ton cheaper, but I somehow make more royalties off of the ebook. I suppose it's because it's just my words in digital form, so my publisher doesn't do a lot of work. Put links in the description, you'll find it all. So, see you soon, guys. Where's the stop button?